Hello, space pilot Mr. Cool Guy here, and, well, yet again, we are here. Ah, man, isn't it great being here with me? I mean, there's greater experiences, but you gotta admit, this is a good experience. How exactly? 'Cause can you name one activity that you can do on here that is better than listening to some random facts that are unexpected? I sure can't. But, anyways, it's time for 10 more random facts you may or may not know. Starting with fact number 1. Eco Hearse. Undertaker Isabelle Plumeru rides a bicycle hearse around Paris, France to promote green funerals. She offers a service where the coffin is transported on a specially designed cargo bicycle instead of in a motor vehicle. Huh. I mean, that's a green way to transport dead bodies. I don't know how easy it is to pedal a bike that's carrying a coffin holding a dead body, but, I mean, you're promoting alternative ways to do stuff. That's, yeah. Alrighty then. If it works, it works. I mean, she probably has some strong legs. That's for sure. I couldn't imagine going up a hill with that. 'Cause, yeah. But, still, that's certainly an interesting way to do it. Alrighty, it is time for fact number 2. Hairy sponge. Hairdressers and barbers in Belgium collect cut hair from their customers to help protect the environment. The hair is recycled into square mats, which are then placed in drains to soak up any pollution before it reaches a river. A mat using 2.2 pounds or 1 kilogram of hair can absorb 2 gallons or 8 liters of oil and hydrocarbons. Dang. Alright, that's an interesting way to use cut hair, right? I mean, it's a lot of hair that falls on the floor during a haircut. So instead of throwing it out, you turn it into a mat. I mean, you shouldn't be dumping oil into water anyways. Like, that's just, no, don't do that. Why would you do that? Like, there are better places to dump it. Because putting oil in water is how you set the ocean on fire. Because oil floats. Yeah, it floats. It doesn't mix with the water. So, yeah. But hey, at least they're helping to keep the water as clean as possible. Alrighty, it is time for fact number 3. Green glare. A storm that hit Darwin, Australia in October 2022 produced visible green lightning instead of blue. Flashes of green lightning are rarely seen because they usually occur inside clouds. They may be caused either by the colors of a sunset or by oxygen in the atmosphere being activated by the electric charge along the lightning bolt. Dang. That is crazy. Green lightning. Man. Should have known. They were promoting the next Shrek movie real early. Either that or Shrek now has lightning powers. Oh, no. Seriously, that is like one of them rare things to see, right? Like a rainbow. You can see one every day, because it doesn't rain every day. Or at least not in the same area. I'm sure if it's not raining where you are, it's raining somewhere else. Just 'cause. And man. To actually see green lightning? Dang. Makes you wonder if there's like any other types of colored lightning. There probably is. It's just probably even rarer than green lightning. Alrighty, let's move on to fact number 4. Thankful Village. Despite its violent-sounding name, Upper Slaughter in England is one of only 14 English and Welsh villages where no residents were killed in either of the World Wars. Upper Slaughter sent 25 people in World War I and 36 in World War II, and they all returned home. That is crazy. Also, so why did you name your village Upper Slaughter? Like, you could have chose anything, and you chose that. Like, that it's one of the most misleading names ever, right? Because no one died in either of the world wars. I mean, I guess, they thought, hey, we name our village Upper Slaughter. No one will die in any major wars. Do you really think that would work? Doesn't hurt to try. And it did work. Imagine there's a village called Lower Slaughter, right? And you're probably wondering, what's the difference? Well, technically, Lower Slaughter could be interpreted as, like a village where no one could die, because there's lower slaughter chances, right? And then they had people die in both world wars, right? That would suck, to die in the war. But you die defending your country. Well, anyways, let's move on to fact number 5. Marble Museum. Lee's Legendary Marvels and Collectibles Museum in York, Nebraska displays part of owner Lee Batterton's collection of over 1 million marbles, some dating back to the early 19th century. He started collecting marbles as a boy in the 1930s. That is crazy. And this time, a collection was big enough to where they decided to make a museum out of it. I mean, you've heard of art museums, history museums, other types of museums, but now there's a Marvel museum that you can visit. I mean, there's been one, because it's probably been around for a few years, but like, now you know of the Marvel Museum that you can visit. But like, seriously though, That's a lot of marbles. Over 1 million marbles? Like, that is crazy. And that's a lot. That is... Wow. That's some dedication. Right? Alrighty, let's move on to fact number 6. Fish shower. It has rained fish on the remote desert town of Lajamanu in Australia's Northern Territory 4 times in the last 50 years. In February 2023, live fish fell from the sky during a storm, even though the nearest body of water is many miles away. Man, you know, it's just an average Tuesday for Australia, right? Man, that is crazy. What is up with Australia and having all the craziest things? Like, the large huntsman spiders, the other crazy animals, and, every so often it rains fish from the sky. Do you think they have a flintlock wood there? 'Cause that sounds like the start of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs to me. In which case, I think you really should stop him. Someone should. Because we all know how that turns out. Not good. Oh, man. Alrighty. Let's move on to fact number 7. Main attraction. Towering over a canal in Falkirk, Scotland, are 2 giant glowing horse heads called the Kelpies. They are named after horse-like mythical creatures from Irish and Scottish legends. The steel sculpture is the work of Scottish artist Andy Scott. He made it in honor of the horses that played a large role in the area's history. Each head weighs around 330 tons and stands nearly 100 feet or 30.5 meters tall, as high as a 10-story building. Dang, that's a tall horse head statue. I mean, that is an interesting thing to make a statue of. I mean, cultures have their things. To me, the Kelpies, that sounds like, to me, because I'm not from Scotland, it sounds like an underwater creature, right? Like a sentient kelp. But it's not. It's named after a horse-like mythical creature. Well, that is certainly something. I mean, I guess it's better than believing in the myth of being able to tell the future with asparagus spears and where they land on the ground. That's a throwback fact for you. Alrighty, let's move on to fact number 8. Fierce and furry. In Bulgaria, furry and often horned kukeri dance through town to ward off evil spirits. Oh boy. Kukeri are part of ancient rituals with origins that are too far back to pinpoint. The tradition sees men and women dressed up in costumes of furs, animal skins, and masks. Around their waists they wear big bells, some of which weigh up to 220 pounds or 100 kilograms. The costumes and bells are often passed down through families for generations. In the past, the kukeri would go to people's houses. Now they mostly perform at festivals and events to welcome the changing seasons. Wow. Alrighty. This is not warding off evil spirits. No. The only thing you're warding off is children. Because you're going to scare them. Right? A child sees that and they're going to have the crap scared out of them. Right? That's why. Oh, people. But now it's used to welcome the changing seasons. Like, does that mean you dress up like that at the end of each season? Because, like, dressing up like that in summer, right? I don't know how warm it gets in summer in Bulgaria, but it's gotta be warm, right? But dressing up like that in the summer heat, that's gotta not be good. There has to have been some people that passed out from heat exhaustion. Heck, even some of the royal guard over at the palace can pass out from heat exhaustion. Right? Like, that's, that is, yeah. Let's move on to fact number 9. Unique beak. This bird's beak isn't broken. Crossbills are a type of finch that look like they have an overbite and an underbite at the same time, but this bizarre beak is really an amazing tool. It is perfect for picking seeds out of tree cones, even ones that are still tightly closed. This special ability means crossbills are able to feed themselves and their chicks, even in the dead of winter, and that's nothing to be cross about. That is quite interesting. I mean, usually beaks are like straight to like a point, you know, like that, sort of. But this bird has a beak that's sort of like a crab claw almost. If you think about it, that's what at least comes to my mind. Crab claw. Oh man, but yeah, no, that is crazy. And hey, it can do what most birds can't. It can pick seeds out of tree cones. Alrighty. Let's move on to fact number 10. Self-love. An endangered bushstone curfew flew hundreds of miles across Australia in search of a mate, but instead ended up staring at its own reflection in the window of a hardware store in Evans Head, New South Wales. Aww, that's sad. It went to go find a mate, but instead it found a reflection of itself. I mean, self-love is good. You gotta have love for yourself. Right? Man, that sucks. To fly hundreds of miles across Australia? Man, I mean, I wonder if it knew it was staring at itself, or if it thought the reflection was another bushstone curfew. That is... man. I hope it eventually did find a mate, so it could, have little baby bushstone curfews. and no longer be endangered. Mm-mm-mm. Well, there you have it. There was 10 random facts you may or may not have known, but you know now. Were there any that you knew? If so, let me know down below, Joe. And if there's any additional information on these facts that you know that you find interesting, that you want to share, well, go ahead and share it. Other people might find it interesting. And if you don't know what to say and just feel like saying hi, well, hi. If you enjoyed, leave a like. And you could subscribe so you don't have to go searching for me every time you want to see if there's a new batch of 10 random facts. And heck, you could even hit the notification bell. So that way, the second a new batch of 10 random facts are dropped, some interesting facts that you could hear about for the first time, well, you'll know. Hey, there's a new batch of 10 random facts. Do you know them? Yes or no? Why don't you find out? You might hear something new. And share this with others so they have the chance to hear these 10 interesting random facts that you just heard. Spread the word. Anyways, I'm Space Pilot Mr. Cool Guy, and as I always say when it comes to the facts, dear space crew, or dear randoms, to infinity and more facts